Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the integration by substitution for a definite integral. Before we begin, if you are new to my science tutorials, kindly consider subscribing and pressing that notification button so that you do not miss any of our latest tutorials on biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. So let's begin. So let's start with an example of how to integrate using the method of substitution for a definite integral. So we are to integrate the function from 0 to 2 of 3x on root of 2x squared plus 1 dx. So this is our question and we are to integrate it. So let's have a look at how we go to how we solve this example. So we write solution. Right, so the first thing we need to do is that we can integrate the function the way it is. So we need to express it in a more familiar or in a more linear way so that we can be able to solve it. So to do that, we need to use the method of substitution. By the method of substitution, the first thing we do is we say let the function u, 2x squared plus 1 be the function u. So we are saying let u be what? 2x squared plus 1. So now that we've said u to be that, okay, we now differentiate the function. So du dx, because we are differentiating with respect to x over here, so it becomes what? Du ds. So if we differentiate that, we know we use the power to multiply the coefficient, it becomes 4x. Then we subtract 1 from the power, so we have 4x. Now if we differentiate 1, it's a constant, so we get 0. So the differential of the equation 2x squared plus 1 becomes what? 4x. Now let's make the x the subject. So if we make ds the subject, we have du on 4x. Okay, so now that we have this, we can rewrite the entire equation as the integral of 2 to 0, from 0 to 2, sorry, of 3x on the root of u dx. Okay, so from here we can see, but dx, we made dx the subject and we said it is what? Du on 4x. So if we substitute that, we have the integral of 0 to 2 3x on the root of u multiplied by du on 4x. So we can write this as this. Okay, I can bring the 4 here, 4x over here, so I have 3x on 4x multiplied by du on root of u. So this cancels this, so we have 3 on 4, which is a constant, so we can bring it outside. So we have 3 on 4 integral from 0 to 2 of the function. This can be rewritten as 1 over root u du. Now we can see that we now have the function in terms of u and du and no longer x dx. Okay, but the limits are still the same for that of as if we are still in x. So we need to change the limits. Okay, so if we are doing integration of a definite integral and we are using the method of substitution, after we do the substitution we need to change the limits. Okay, so by changing the limit, we know that we said u to be equal to 2x squared plus 1. So when u is 2 over here, then we have the limits to be 2 multiplied by 2 squared plus 1, and that will give me 2 squared is 4 multiplied by 2 is 8 plus 1, that is 9. Okay, so the second one, we have u when it is 0 over here, the limit here, so we have 2 into bracket 0 squared plus 1, and this gives us 1. So it means our entire integral now becomes 3 on 4. This becomes 3 on 4. The integral from 1 to 9 of the function 1 over root of u du. So from here we can go ahead and solve or integrate this function and we get our answer. So we have 3 on 4 integral of 9 from 1 to 9 on let me make this in a more linear way. So I have u, the root means it's a power of half, but because it is 1 over root u, it becomes negative then du. So I have 3 on 4. Now if I integrate this, I have u negative half plus 1 on what? Negative half plus 1. Okay, because it is a definite integral, I don't need to add a constant, but what? I need to bring the limits over here. So I have 3 on 4. Okay, then I have u power half on what? Half, the limits 1 to 9. Alright, so from here, all I need to do, okay, is write 3 on 4. Then I bring 9 here, 9 raised to the power half divided by half, okay, minus, then I substitute 1, so it will be 1 power half on what? Half. Okay, so this will be equal to 3 on 4. Okay, now the entire of this, okay, 9 raised to the power half divided by 1 over 2 will give me what? 6, and this will give me what? 2. Okay, so if I multiply everything over here, I'm going to get the answer to be what? 3. So it means if I integrate the definite integral, what? Integral from 0 to 2 of the function 3x over what? The root of 2x squared plus 1 dx, the answer I get for this is 3. Alright, let's have a look at another example so that we further understand what we are talking about. So example number 2, we have to integrate from 1 to 3 of the function fx root of what? 2s squared plus 7 dx. So let's write down our solution. So looking at this integration, straight away we know we need to use the method of substitution to solve it. So we say let the function that we have over here be u. So we have 2s squared plus 7. So if we differentiate u with respect to s, we get the u ds, and that will give us what? 4x. That is, we differentiate this. If we make ds the subject, we have what? Du on what? 4x. Okay, so we rewrite the integration. We have integral from 1 to 3, 5x, then root u dx. But we are saying the s is what? Du on what? 4x. So we have the integral of what? 1 to 3, 5x root of u multiplied by what? Du on what? 4x. That means we have the integral from 1 to 3 of what? This can be rewritten as what? 5x on 4x multiplied by what? Root u du. Okay, so the x will cancel this, so I'll bring them out. I have 5 on 4, the integral of what? 1 to 3 of what? Root u du. Alright, so now that I have this, okay, I need to what? Change my limits. Okay, change the limits, because I'm dealing with what? A definite integral, and I'm using the method of what? Substitution. So I said let u be what? 2s squared plus 7. So if u is equal to 3, I have 2 into brackets 3 squared plus 7, and that will give me a value of what? 25. So if u is equal to 1, I have 2 into bracket 1 squared plus 7, and that will give me a value of 9. So it means I am to integrate the function 5 on 4, the integral from what? 9 to 25 of the function u power half, which is still u root u, then du. Okay, so from here I can move ahead and find my answer. So I have 5 on 4. Then if I integrate this, I have u power half plus 1 on the power half plus 1. Okay, then 25 and 9. Alright, so this becomes 5 on 4. Then I have u raised to the power 3 on 2. Okay, and if I divided by what? 3 on 2, 25 and 9. So let me bring this up. So I have 5 on 4 into brackets 2 on 3, u raised to the power 3 on 2 for 25 and 9. So let's go ahead and simplify. So we have 5 on 4, then we have 2 on 3. When u is 25, we have this 3 on 2 minus 2 on 3. Then we substitute the value 9 here. We have 9 raised to the power 3 on 2. So we have 5 on 4. And if we compute this in our calculator, we are going to get 83.333 recurring. Then we subtract. If we input everything here into the calculator, we are getting what? 18. So if we multiply everything over here, we are going to get a final answer. That is, we subtract 18 from 83.33 and we multiply by the ratio 5 on 4. We are going to get what? 81.66625, which approximately, if you want to write it as an improper fraction, we have what? 81 whole number 2 on 3, not point. So it's 81 whole number 2 on 3. So this is 81.66625. So this is our answer. 81 whole number 2 on 3 is our answer if we integrate the definite integral this. Alright, let's have a look at what one final beautiful example, and then we end this tutorial. Alright, so example number 3, we want to integrate the function from 0 to 2 x into bracket x squared plus 1 raised to the power 3 dx. Now we've solved 2 examples already, so if you are confident enough you can tackle this question, please go ahead, make sure you pause the video, you go ahead, you finish solving, and then when you're done you can play the video so that you watch me solve, and then you compare your answer at the end to see if you've really understood the first 2 examples that I gave. Alright, so welcome back, provided you pause the video and went to learn or went to solve the question. Sorry. So we have solution. So first of all, we say what? Let u be what? S squared plus 1. So if we differentiate u with respect to s, we are going to get what? 2x. So as usual, we make the s the subject, we get what? Du on what? 2x. Alright, so now that we have, this is x. Right, so now that we have this, we can write our integral as what? 2 this x into bracket what? U raised to the power 3 dx. Okay, so this is what? X u cubed multiplied by what? Du on what? 2x. Okay, so from here we have the integral from 0 to 2. I can write this as what? This whole thing as what? X on what? 2x multiplied by u cubed what? Du. Okay, so the x will cancel this, it means I have half over it, so I bring the half outside. The integral of 20 u power 3 what? Du. Now what I need to do from here is to what? Change my limits. Change the limits. Okay, so by changing the limits, I know my u is equal to what? S squared plus 1. So if my u is equal to 2, I have what? I have 2 squared plus 1, and this is equal to 5. If my u is 0, I have what? 0 squared plus 1, and this is equal to 1. So I am to integrate this. I'm to integrate half the integral from 1 to 5 u cubed what? Du. Alright, so from here I know I have half. Then if I integrate the function u cubed, I get u raised to the power 3 plus 1 on what? 3 plus 1. Okay, then I apply the limit, that is from 1 to 5. Okay, so I have half, then this becomes u power 4 on 4 from what? 1 to 5. So this becomes half. Then I have 5 raised to the power 4 on 4 minus, then I have 1 over here raised to the power 5 on 4. Okay, so I have half. If I compute this in the calculator, I'm going to get 156.25 then minus this will give me what? 0.25. So that becomes half of what? 156, and this is equal to what? 78. So this is the answer we are expected to obtain if we integrate the definite integral of this by the method of substitution. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.